earlier pointed out that we'll be joined in the studio by Mr. Sam Harvard, who will be talking about breeding entrepreneurs amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. And like, we have him already in the studio. Good morning, Mr. Sam.
Good morning. Thank you very much, Elvis. And thank you, Mr. J. You look beautiful.
She's always looking.
Are you looking great?
You also look great.
Thank you. You look fantabulous this morning.
Thank you too.
Did you just use that word?
Fantabulous.
I just wish they could actually show Victor too. He's actually looking so
yes.
superb this
Our
morning.
producer, yes. Good morning to our producer.
I love the way Nigerians actually making Friday kind of unique with the way they put on natives.
Yeah. Like, I think most men these days, they really came into the white and white attire. Like we have some habit here.
I hope that's not a personal attack.
No.
It's all good. So make Friday seems unique. I know we have entrepreneurs that actually channel their energy to making people look this nice, like people who are into fashion and all.
Yeah.
So now let's start.
Yeah, I'm actually wearing a ladies' brand. I mean,
whoa! This is what we're talking about. So now I think this period pandemic, lots of people have had ideas that they wanted to bring out, business scopes that they wanted to initiate before the pandemic came across.
Yes.
We know how it has disrupted lots of people's plans and what have you. So now, this pandemic is still on, and gradually we see that the government has even eased the various restrictions or whatsoever. So now, let's take for instance, someone wants to start a fashion store, a fashion online store, because maybe probably getting a shop right now wouldn't be really so visible because of the situation on ground. So now she wants to start an online store. She has her goods in her house, but now how she can try to get across to people in this period, that is like the question now. How does she go about it all? Let's put in mind that she's scared about the whole period, whether there will even be customers, audience, who is buying now. What do you have to say?
That's interesting. One thing we need to bear in mind is truly because of what is happening, a lot of things will be slow.
Yeah.
So naturally things will not be as fast as they would have been without the pandemic.
Yeah.
But of course, you have to narrow down to what exactly is the impact or the effect of the season we are in on the business I'm about to start or the business that I'm into. If you're not clear about what the impact is, you would not know exactly how to maneuver your way to still get to what you want to get. So a lot of businesses are absolutely not affected. As a matter of fact, they gain more traction during this particular period.
Do you have instances of done?
For example, Zoom went public.
Okay.
And the owner of Zoom, Yuan, made over $5 billion during the lockdown, the first 2 months of the lockdown.
Wow.
Just when other businesses were crashing. Why? Because it's purely an online platform. Because of the lockdown, everybody had a need for it. And before you know what's happening, they are cashing in. Mega businesses are also adding to their net worth. In the last 2 months, Mark Zuckerberg had about $25 billion.
Wow.
Amazon owner Jeff Bezos had about $28 billion to his net worth in 2 months only. So while others are losing, of course, there will always be gainers. So we have to be careful why we say, oh, there's COVID. Is it affecting my business? No, look at the opportunities in your business. Perhaps this is actually the best time for you to actually catch in. So it's not everybody that have a negative impact. So talk about these hypothetical cases of somebody who, the case of somebody who wants to start a fashion business, for example. I know quite a number of people who make clothes, bespoke clothes, who are doing pretty well, even though there is COVID. At least everybody making clothes right now, making face masks, selling, and they are really innovative about it. I mean, almost everyone. For example, the lady that makes my clothes, most of my clothes are white. So what she did was to customize white face masks, a lot of them. Because I needed something to match almost every design. So kind of just look for the exact material that the clothes I had was made from, and then was able to make that. And because she has myriads of customers, she could easily sell those face masks to us at 1,000 naira each. So just imagine if I have, say, 10 natives from her, that's like 10 masks if she has to do the same material I'm wearing. So somehow that's still an opportunity for her in that sense. Now, if you want to start a business you just new, what you have to focus on what is the most important part of your business. Most times, a lot of people focus on the product. I need to get the product right. I need to get the service I'm providing right. So the idea has to be great. Oh, this is my dream idea. This is what I want to do. So they focus so much on that. And unfortunately, all of us have experienced some woman who sells food at a corner that nobody knows about, but the food is so great. The taste is great, so delicious and refreshing and all of that. And we know one particular big eatery or restaurant that has everything going, but their food is nonsense. But yet, they are making more money than the woman at the corner. What's the difference between the two businesses? The problem is not even capital, like we have erroneously believed over the years. But the problem really is that the two businesses, one is focusing on the wrong things, while the other one is focusing on what is right. I used to teach that if you can do, there are three things actually that makes a business thrive, make money, and last longer. Three things. If you get one of them right, just one, you make a lot of money. You might not last. And that's what accounts for a lot of businesses that, I was telling Messi Joe that there's this movement I want to do to help young entrepreneurs that just starting, not to put themselves under unnecessary pressure because of motivational speakers they listen to. Now, there are a lot of business motivational speakers. You would have heard of people who say, I started my business with 1,000 naira, and now we are 10 billion in just 1 year. Now, it's possible they made 10 billion in 1 year. It is very possible. I've seen it before. I've started a business that made almost $1 billion in 8 months. And I helped a friend start another business that made over 100 million in 1 year. But those two businesses are not existing today. Why? What went wrong? It's because we focus on one out of the three core parts of businesses. Now, if I want to start a tailoring business or fashion business and start making clothes right now, and I can't actually go out to do marketing the normal way. I can't have people come to my store the way they would have come without the pandemic. What I have to focus on is to make sure that my skill is intact. Any clothes I made is the best you can find around. I'm good at what I do. Then that thing that I can do, I just needed to do it for one or two people. Either make clothes for them for free, get their feedback. All right, you want to sell an idea to me or a product to me and you've not tested it. That's fraud. So you first need to test what you're trying to do. So what I would advise such a lady to do, for example, if you're making unisex, get a model. Now, not necessarily an official model. Could be your friend, could be your family. Make something for them. Let them wear it, snap it, and talk about it. Now, take whatever they are saying about what you have made and take it to the platform where everybody is. It's called the internet. The internet has grown right now. Active users have grown by 30% since the pandemic began. And more people are waking up to have a life on the internet. I said on the last show that I came that every time there's a pandemic or world war, there is a lasting change that happens to the earth. And the lasting change that is happening right now, amongst all other, is the fact that everything is now going online. Everything. You just have to find a way to get an expression online. So if I'm starting a fashion business, I'm going to make it purely online. The interaction will be online. And how do you sell online, really? Because that's a big question that I know a lot of people struggle with. Yes, someone will tell you open an Instagram page, open a Facebook page, and make posts 3 times a day. I'm sure you've had that. That's something like that before. But
particular times you should make
it doesn't. There's a post on my Instagram page where I actually talked about some metrics of when you should make what kind of posts on what kind of day. So if you're talking about Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter, what type of what time in a day are you supposed to make such and such kind of post? Yeah, those things work, but unfortunately, the algorithm of social media, where we are taking our businesses to, is not in our favor. Because there's this philosophy that says one person cannot have more than 100 friends. I can challenge either of you right now. You can't remember 100 friends in name. and surname, perhaps.
Not
You
really
can't.
very
It's
possible.
only when you see, I know you. It's only when I see you, then I remember that I know you.
True.
When I'm thinking about something else, I'm not thinking about John Doe or John Paul. I'm not thinking about him unless I see him. So it now means, therefore, if you can't remember more than 100 friends, that's brightest brain anyway, at once, why do you need 5,000 followers? Why do you need 10,000 followers? Except you are a business. So what do? They reduce your reach every time you make a post, either your business account or a private account. They reduce it to just 1% of your total follow. And because it's 1% of your total follow, someone that has 1,000 is probably just able to reach 10 people. So if you have 1,200, 1,500, you notice when you post, just 7 people, 10 people likes it. That's because those are the people that they are showing it to. Let's be logical a little. I have 5,000 friends on Facebook. If Facebook show me, let's say 3,000 of them post in a certain day, let's say today, and I'm scrolling through Facebook, do I want to read 3,000 irrelevant posts? I don't want to. Facebook wants to give me content that will make me come back. So they will not show me my friends' content that they can't vouch for that it is good content. So how do they know a good content? They take a sample size of 1% of your follow. They show what you post to them. Now, when those people engage that post, they comment on it, they like it, they spend few minutes or seconds on it, then they assume that content is a good content. And what would they do? They release it to more people amongst the people who are following you. Now, this is the algorithm that runs everything you do on social media. Hence, when you post, people who can buy are not even seeing it. That's why a lot of businesses struggle online. Now, yes, we have a page, we are posting. A lot of people spend money to create content, and then you put it online, and nobody's really engaging it. The guy with the largest follower on Instagram, for example, you see Ronaldo.
Yes.
The next guy to him is The Rock. The Rock has about 180 to 200. I don't know. It used to fluctuate between 180 to 200 million followers. His most viral post, I want to go and research this, is less than 30 million. So
less
than 30 million, it's about 27, 28 million views
Really?
on his most viral post versus 180 million. Now, 30 million is a lot for me, it's a lot for you.
Yeah,
it's a lot for you too.
It's not 1 million.
But versus the number that he has. So that's to tell you that even the highest level of celebrity online, you still have less than 30% of your account seeing what you post forever. So with this in mind, how much more you that you're just starting business and you have just 2 followers, 10 followers, and they said there's COVID-19. Oh, we have to sell online. Oh, how do I make it? So you make a clothes, you snap, you pay a photographer a lot of money to snap the picture, beautiful picture, and then you post it. And unfortunately, 2 likes, 1 like, 10 likes, depending on the number of people you have.
Very discouraging.
So these are some of the challenges that businesses are facing. When there was no COVID-19, some are able to sell, a lot struggle. But what then is the solution? How do you still get traffic to see what you are trying to sell? Because the major thing about selling or marketing, the major thing is visibility.
True.
Because if I can't see you, I can't even understand
What
that
you
you have what you are trying to offer me.
Yeah.
So you can make good clothes, or you have good clothes you've made, you want to sell it. If I cannot see it, I don't even know that you have it in the first place. So you have to buy visibility by buying traffic to your page. And that is why someone like that will have to learn how to run sponsored ads to a specific kind of people. That's the first way. There's a second way, because I usually say money is inversely proportional to time. It means where you have a lot of time, you spend lesser money. When you spend a lot of money, you compress time. So Abuja to Lagos is 1 hour when you have to spend 30,000 on flights. But if you have to go by road, either any of these buses, you have to spend 10, 15, 12 hours on the road because you're spending 7,000. So between 30,000 and 7,000, you can see how much time you are spending. Now, if you have a lot of time but do not have money, what you have to do is very simple. All you have to do is, there's a way to get organic posts. So to get organic reach, and that one takes you time. What I teach, for example, is to go to a place you want people to come and buy. Go and look at posts that people make at that places and comment on the post. Make the comment so personal that the person who you're commenting on the post will be forced to come to your profile to check you out. That who is this person? And while they are checking you out, they will see the clothes you post, the jewelry, whatever it is you're selling that you post, they will see it. Make sure your top 9 posts always say something amazing about what you're selling. And with this trick, you can get 20 to 30 people every day coming to your page. Out of the 20 to 30, 1 or 2 or 3 of them will call you to make inquiry. How can I get this? So that way you can easily start and grow gradually. But a lot is possible online. Here is the truth. 70% of every target audience you try to sell to, I don't care what you sell, are active on the internet. Your problem is how to reach them.
How to get them to become your customers.
Yes. I thought we were actually coming for a class, but I ended up in school. So before we let you go, I have just 2 more questions for you. Basically, what you've discussed all along here is talking about business plan and feasibility study. And we must have had people who have actually gone through all of these rigorous processes before COVID-19, and they never saw this COVID-19 coming. So that means they need to go back to the drawing board and then maybe put into consideration some of those things you just read out now. So like it seems I've already answered the question, but if they are going back to get this business plan and this feasibility study, that means they are going to spend extra money consulting expert and all of that. So at the end of the day, does that reflect on the price they're putting out later, or how do they make up for the loss they already incurred by having to go through 2 business planning section and all of that?
Okay, well, number one, this is like a secret. I don't believe in business plans.
Okay.
I don't believe in business plans because they are not real. They're not real. Don't care what anybody says.
Wow,
really.
they're not real.
So it's one thing to plan. This is what you want to do. It's another thing to execute what you have planned. Now, execution is what's different. And like I said, what is the impact of COVID-19 on my business? What really is changing? There's a place that I used to eat amala. There's a lot of good amala places in Abuja. So there's this particular place I like. It's closer to my house. I think that's why I patronize them. But I still have to drive like 20 minutes to get there. I noticed after the lockdown was eased, you can't do eating anymore. So their sales dropped drastically. I mean, this particular spot, there is no time of the day you get there, you will meet a queue. But right now, I get there and I meet the people selling, sitting and doing like this because there's no queue, but it's sell to. A lot of people eat at these restaurants because they don't want to cook at home. So why would I go to the restaurant, buy food and bring it back home where I could have easily just cooked something at home? Especially for husbands.
Nowhere to go to.
Yeah, so they enjoy the buka taste because they have to eat it out. Now that they can't eat it out, so it drops. So the lady saw me do something on Instagram. I was creating a post actually. I wanted to sponsor an ad and said, what are you doing? So I explained to her. I said, I actually help bring traffic to people's businesses. Like, okay, really, how can you help us? And all of that. And right there, I started to say, what you people, what you need right now is a lot more people knowing that you are still opened, and people who do not know that you were open before should know that you are open and what stands your restaurants out amongst every other amala spot in Abuja. Now, the more you show this to people, the more they try to come and have a taste. And I gave them a simple strategy that they could use. Someone like me, I'm so loyal to your brand, at least 3 times a week I come here to eat. There are lots of other people like me. There's something we see coming here. One, your meat is so soft. I mean, with someone like me whose teeth are very tiny, I could chew cow leg easily. I mean, I'll continue. It's so easy and all that. And a lot of people attest to the same thing. So what if someone like me is on camera telling people that your meat is soft? A lot more people who don't like hard meat who want to come and try out what you are selling and be able to buy and take away. So yes, they can still do business, but people can't sit in and eat. So what else can they do to attract more people to come and buy, take away, and go So those are some of the things that they need to focus on. So the person who has to change the business plan just have to change the area of connection. It's the area of connection that most businesses are suffering. People can't come together the way they used to come together. We talked about showbiz the other time.
Yeah.
Show can still happen,
Online.
just that people can't physically come together. So how do you innovate to make sure that people pay less and still get the same value from your show? This time around on their mobile phone, this time around on their TV in their houses. How can you still make all of that happen? So it's about innovation. And I said I'll drop this lastly on that, that whatever you're doing right now in business or whatever you're planning to do, you must find the online version of it. If not, you will not last.
True.
Wow.
Finding the online version of every
Everything
business
you
that
do.
we're doing, I think that's a major thing. It will not last.
I
Well,
don't know if you have any question for him, but
I really just want to ask Sam to give us, in a very brief and concise time, give us your message to entrepreneurs that want to begin one or two businesses in this pandemic.
Okay, number one, please find a way to have minimum of 7 types of businesses.
All right?
7. So don't stay on one. Yes, one can be your base, but you need to find a way to have other businesses that will not take your time, that other people can run for you. And if you run a business right now, one of the best ways to sell right now is attaching affiliate program to your business. So what that means is find people, find people who believe in what you sell already, perhaps from the midst of your customers. Discuss a commission with them and let them talk to other people on your behalf to come and buy. That's the fastest way to grow your business, to cut down your marketing costs, to cut down your entire overhead, and it will help you reach more people automatically while you're still passive. Now, every business you have, there are a lot of things you can still do around it. For example, you can create multiple streams of income by teaching people something around your business. So if I do sewing pretty well and I have quite a lot of customers, I can start teaching people how to identify the best type of material, for example, and people pay me for that. I can teach other tailors a few other things or tricks on how I achieve some sort of designs that are ingenious. I mean, it's just me that came up with it, so I can teach that. There's a lady that sells kunu. She just makes it in the house. Her kunu is the best I've ever tasted.
Wow.
And guess what? She sells at 200 naira. No. She sells like 50% of what an average kunu you see anywhere is selling. For example, if she's selling at 400, the average you see outside is 800. And a lot of people do not know her. So I said, before you have money to scale, you can start teaching people your recipe, what makes your kunu stand. I said, no, that's my secret. I don't want to teach anybody. I can't share with anybody. I said, you make more money teaching this your secrets of kunu online, not physically, than you will ever sell bottle of kunu right now. So that's one of the things that you can do. There is something unique about how you do your business that you can teach other people, and they'll be willing to buy from you. Right now, I'm running something for celebrities because a lot of them are not making money right now because of COVID-19. And looking into other skills that they have that they can convert to money. Around you, there are lots of ways. Your business is like a palm tree. It has different uses. Almost every part of it has different uses, can bring money for you. So you need to look at the total value chain of what you are doing right now. Can I teach people about this? Can I teach people? As a matter of fact, one of the best ways to sell online is to educate people about what you're selling. So you have to find a way that you hire someone to make your case for you and speak for you about your business. You just have to educate people. It's in educating people that they trust you, because that's how we buy online. Trust is the currency. Why would I buy a phone from you online when I can easily go to Banex and get the phone, and if the phone has a fault, I know the shop I bought it from, I'll go back there. But if I buy it from you, once I pay you, you've gone. I don't know how to find you. You could block me. So the only way I will be able to buy from you is when I know and trust you. And how do you do that? Do reverse psychology for people. Start telling them about fake phones and what to avoid when you are buying phones, how people are getting scammed. Now, the more you talk about that, in retrospect, people start to trust you that any phone that comes from you must be real. So you don't just come and selling phone, come and buy. Nobody will buy from you. You're not Alibaba. You're not Jumia. So there's no third party. No escrow system around what you're doing.
Yeah.
So the more you give free value to people, the more sales you are able to make online, because everything is going online. You just have to do that.
All right. Wow. Like I already said, we thought we were coming for classes, but I ended up in school.
I'm telling you,
Thank
honestly.
you so much, Mr. Sam.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sam.
It's
always a pleasure having you on the program with us.
You know, the last time I say, hope to see you again. Let me say so that we see him again. Hope to see you.
all right.
Okay, I'll say it too. Hope to see you again. All right. This Daybreak Africa has come to an end for today. Today it's Friday.
Yeah, TGIF.
Remember, I always say this. We have a pandemic on the loose. So